Very exciting time. And what I want to do is take you on a little bit of a journey now and talk about what transformation looks like and allow you to experience through an experience I had what the future looks for in the form of the retail industry. So it was about, well, it was exactly October that we launched the new Watson headquarters in downtown New York at 51 Astor Place. And it kind of struck me as a new beginning. It was a new time in the creation of an important business point inflection, but it was also a time that I gave pause to and reflected on my own life. I said, you know, this is a great point. I should think about doing something that I've always wanted to do, and I want to get back into biking. It had been a lot of years since I had been on a bike, probably college. And I said, wow, this is kind of giving me the motivation to get into it. It's October. I have a couple months to get in shape here. Obviously, come the spring, I can get going on the bike. One little problem. I actually no longer owned a bicycle. So I said, okay, that's okay. You know what? I can buy a bike. Can't be that hard. And so I did what I suspect most of us would do. I went to my computer and I pulled up a search screen. And on that search screen, I put in the word bicycle. And lo and behold, I got a tremendous response. In fact, I got 249 million tremendous responses. Now, I don't know about you. I clearly don't have that much time to go through each and every response. But in addition, a lot of the responses really weren't relevant to what I was trying to do. And that was ultimately secure and buy a bicycle. So I wasn't interested in insurance, and I wasn't interested in bike history or bike trips. I just wanted to buy a bicycle. And so imagine if we had a situation where I could literally interact with the computer in natural language and express my desire to get back into biking and ask a very simple question about which bike is right for me. Well, that's exactly what I did on a particular bike site that happened to be powered by Watson and an Ask Watson button. So I entered the question, I got my response, and it brought back a bicycle called the Felt AR5. And I had to pause for a second. I'm like, where's my Schwinn? So clearly, the world of biking has changed. But to understand the transaction that just took place and the technology that drives it, it is my pleasure to welcome to the stage Brian O'Keefe, CEO of Sellpoints. Brian?
Thank you, Stephen. All right, so why are we here? We are here to get Stephen his bike. I think more broadly, Sellpoints as a Watson ecosystem partner is here to help consumers buy the products they have the intent to purchase. And so what I want to demonstrate today is the likely shopper journey that Stephen started to give an overview of, where he would go from intent to actually having the ability to purchase that product. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a stat from Internet Retailer. 69% of people, when they start the process of shopping, start the process by going to a search engine, as Stephen mentioned. So if Stephen goes to that search engine, as he gave an overview of a moment ago, he gets, 200 million responses? And that was for bike. If he actually entered his actual intent, his cognitive intent, I want to get back in shape. What's the right bike for me? He's going to be presented things like personal training opportunities to get back in shape. He's going to be presented opportunities to take biking trips, maybe to Arizona. He's going to be presented opportunities to maybe finance his bike or insure his bike. But his intent is clear and known up front. And then he's going to remember after 2 or 3 of these clicks, oh yeah, I want to buy a bike. Maybe I should go to an e-commerce site. So if he goes to an e-commerce site, and this is actually taken from a multi-billion-dollar outdoor and recreational e-commerce site. And if he enters the search terms that really directly show his intent, I want to get back in shape, what's the right bike for me? 0 results. The word bike was in the search. I went to a mega e-commerce site and entered the same query, and oddly I got 3 smartphones back. Broken. Big problem, right? Why is that? The reason why is when e-commerce first evolved, they set it up like a store with categories and aisles and sections. And so when Stephen goes to shop, and when we all go to shop, what do? You select the biking category. And then within bikes, he's interested in the road bike. And then within the road bike category, a traditional road bike, not a triathlon. And then he finally gets to the assortment of products he's interested in. In the case of that e-commerce site that I showed a moment ago, they have 370 models of bikes. 0 results. But now he's been shown this rich media content on the right, the content on the right. It's all the descriptive text, all of the product reviews in the same natural language he's interested in, or that his question was posed in. So now the thing we're solving here, the thing we're talking about here, is the half-life of the shopper. Over 15 years of serving the e-commerce industry at Sellpoints, we've attained the position of being the number 3 provider of rich media content to the Internet Retailer 500. And what we see across the board is with each click in a shopping journey that Stephen or someone like Stephen has to take, 40% of the people drop off. What that means in the 8 clicks we've just walked through is only 1 Stephen out of 100 will actually look at the products. What we also know is when they get to that product page, there's a 300% chance that he's more likely to buy it. So what's disruptive and innovative about Watson is we take all this content over on the right, all that text, all that contextual, natural language that's there from the product descriptions and from other consumers, worded in the same voice as his search query. We ingest it into a corpus of Watson. We train it to make sure the context is right, so he doesn't get a personal trainer result. And then he can enter his search query. I want to get back into shape. What's the right bike for me? In one exchange, now we have 60 Stevens out of 100 getting the chance to buy their bike, not 1. That's how Sellpoints is working with Watson to really optimize and fix e-commerce site search. Thank you.